Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Fantastic Four Super Skrull Build-A-Figure Marvel's Thing. Marvel's Thing. Oh, I'm a 9-year-old. Anyway, this is basically the exact same figure we already got, with a different head, some different paint, a different belt, and some different accessories. So now the review is useless and I ruined it. Now no one's going to watch the rest. Dang it. But for those of you who do feel like watching the rest of the review, we do have some things to talk about. It is not exactly the same in a few ways, and those are kind of important. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. As it turns out, Marvel's Thing is exactly 7.5 inches. Not bad, which makes it just about 19 centimeters. And I think that's respectable. I think that's fine. And so this one is basically the same as the old one. So let's go ahead and look at the old one. And by old one, I mean the one that came out not very long ago, but is now older than the new one. And you'll notice a stark difference in one key thing. This one has a wash going through it. This one looks so much better than this one. This one has shading on it. I'll give you some credit, Hasbro. There is this like cartoonish comic styling going on, but it's just like Beast where it's just in spots, and so it makes it look unfinished. They did put some on the back, I'll give them credit there too, but the rest of the figure looks completely unfinished. Also, this part is flat and every other part is shiny, so that also doesn't look good at all. Now, if they did the whole thing with this type of paint, sure, fine. I'm all for it. That looks good. It looks like crap compared to the older one. I mean, that aspect of it looks like crap, to be clear. I like the idea of the shading, but it has to be at least everywhere purposefully. You know, put some around the abs, put it on the tops of the hands as well, all the way down on the arms, like, you know, just everywhere. Not on every little piece, but on all of his body. Having it only in some spots looks really weird and cheap, and so that's a problem. So that looks really lame. His pants are painted well enough. Somehow there's blue on the legs of both parts, and they're separate pieces. Like he has a... If I can speak English, he has a thigh swivel. This one won't go. This one proves it. There you go. He has a thigh swivel. They're separate pieces. Also, this is PVC, and this is probably ABS. And so there should be no blue on the legs. That doesn't make any sense. They should be painted separately. And he has a new belt and a new head. The head is more of a classic look with the giant brow and the big lip, and it looks pretty good. I like it. It's well done. It has most of that paintwork on it, except for on the sides. So there's like a stripe. It's not that bad. The head looks best out of all of it, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like that they did it. It's better than not doing it at all. Imagine how terrible this would look if it had no coloring on it. But this, as far as I'm concerned, objectively, this is better. It's more uniform significantly, and personally, I like this better. I will say if this was better done, I would like this better. I like this look a little bit more, but it's just not well executed. So aesthetically, I'm only gonna oh, he also has tiny fists. Still, his hands are too small. Thing's hands aren't like Hulk sized relative to the rest of his body, but they're not supposed to look small. His look very small. He's got little baby hands. They're only the size of his forearms, really. So I want to like this more than I think I should. So I'm gonna say objectively, it's only like a 6 to 7 for the aesthetic because of that haphazard slapdash paint job, and then this being flat. And as far as accessories go, he doesn't have any. He doesn't even get the hands we already had. Why? They already have the molds made. Give us the hands. Give us the hands, Hasbro. They didn't give us the hands. So no accessories, 0 out of 10. As far as articulation goes, it's all the same. The head is on a hinge and a ball peg, so that pops off very easily. But you can do that, I guess. You can move the head around pretty well, forward and back, side to side. Any attitude, yep, you get a little attitude. Shoulders, no problem. Full rotation. Well, that's right, no bicep swivel, that blows. Less than 90 degrees for the elbow, that also blows. Full rotation that way, I guess not full, but you get rotation. Wrist, swivel, and hinge. They have so much extra room in there for a bigger hand. It's disappointing. Yeah, I get that it's for a range, but you can still get a bigger hand in there. Diaphragm joint still works pretty well, goes back, goes forward nicely, side to side, a little bit. Full rotation, that's good though. You get a waist twist also. New belt is okay. I mean, there's really like nothing to it, so it looks a little cheap. There's no wrinkling or anything, so it looked kind of like they just put a blue Produce rubber band on it and stamped 4. But it doesn't really limit the legs at all, so that's fine. They're still good. Thigh swivel. This one's still stuck. That one works. I already showed you. Knees work. Double jointed knees. Feet go all the way back. Not very far forward, but far enough. And you get an ankle rocker. So this one is, as far as I'm concerned, a not as good version of the thing as the older version. So articulation's gonna get a 7. Yeah, only a 7. I don't like that he has no bicep swivel and no range in the elbows. I mean, it's craggy rock. They could have easily carved out a little bit of room, but they didn't. So yeah, this is like, if you really want this suit to match with the other guys, then sure, get it. But somebody who's got a little bit of ability would easily be able to swap that suit onto this guy. Or less ability, just swap the belt and paint it, the pants. But this one just makes this one look bad. I like the saturation, like the colors are better. I want this one to be better, they just didn't do it. It's so disappointing. It looks way better on camera. So this is something I've noticed lately. Before we do the final verdict, I'll talk about this briefly. Things look a lot better on camera than they do in real life. So I'm hoping you guys are listening to what I'm saying and not just saying, it doesn't look bad, I'm gonna buy it, because you're probably gonna end up disappointed. On here, because of the harsh lighting, right now in the viewfinder on the view screen, this thing looks great. I'm telling you, in real life it doesn't. You're gonna have to believe me, and I assume you do because you're watching my channel, but it does not look anywhere near as good as it does on camera. Whereas this one looks exactly like it looks on camera. So take that for what it's worth, make your own decisions. I've hopefully given you as much information as you need. I've given you as much as I can. So my final verdict on this guy is gonna be an overall 6 in real life, not in camera. This does not look good. This is super obviously a different finish. The shading is super splotchy in real life. And so I'm only giving him a 6. I want to give it more. If it looked like it did on camera, I'd give it an 8, but it doesn't. So there you go. I don't think I mentioned this yet before you leave. Gambit Head is going to go on sale on January 1st. So come around January 1st for the Gambit Head sale. All right, that'll do it, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And if you have experienced what I was talking about as far as things looking better on camera than what I'm describing, that would be interesting for me to know. If all this time you guys have been thinking, this guy's nuts. Final verdict I gave you, and it's time to go. I'm rambling. I need more sleep. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share. I don't know what to say. All right, goodbye.